Hi, my name's Chuck. I'm talking to you from Libby, Montana, uh, land of the big sky and lots of wild things to include mice. Now, I don't mind mice. Don't get me wrong. I think they're kind of cute and fuzzy, but my wife hates them. I'm talking about hates them. I don't know how to say it any stronger than that. So, I have to get rid of the mice that have come into my house. But let me tell you a little story first about mice. A few years ago, we had some mice that decided to come into our house. They thought it was cool, apparently. They had their babies here. And then before long, we noticed it. We seen the droppings, which I am not crazy about. Neither am I crazy about their diseases that they carry. But anyway, we took care of them. And one of the things that I used a number of things, but this was the best idea, and it's not my idea. I got it off of YouTube. I don't know where it's at. I'd give you the link if I did, but anyway, it's a good idea, and I just want to bring it up. And I'll talk about that. But let me tell you about the strategy first about these mice. You have to understand them. What they're doing is they're looking for a nice, warm, cozy place with some food in it. And if they find that, they think they're in mouse heaven. So, this is not a good thing in itself, because the word goes out to the mouse community that there's this place over here. They all come in. It's a big mouse commune. But you can use that to your advantage. And what you do is you know, in this process, they begin to feel secure, and they're not as much on their guard. Now, here's the main thing that's not working for them, and that's the fact that they can't think ahead. They can't think more than a couple steps ahead. But they can, however, become aware of circumstances after a while if things happen in a certain way. So the idea is to change it, which is why they invented this ultrasonic thing, which I have not tried yet, and I'm not endorsing this particular one. I can tell you a little bit about it. It says T3R on it, and I haven't used it, so I don't know how well it works. But first of all, it's not terribly intuitive. It's got 4 switch positions. One's a test, I get that, but the other one's not so much. It says Ultra, Trans, and then the other one is ONO. Maybe that's obvious to some people out there, but not to me. So I don't know. I'll have to find the instructions. I probably threw away with the box. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how that works. But apparently they figured out that if they produce sound just above our hearing range around 20,000 hertz, we can change it so that, like I said, the mice get used to stuff. So they change it. They go from one frequency to the other, just above our hearing. So we'll see how that works. But I don't want to use it just yet, because I want to find out if this thing is going to do what it did for me last time. And here's what it did for me last time. This and a few other things, you know, the mouse glue and all that. And whoa, if you're a member of PETA, I'm sorry. If you're a member of PETA, now, for instance, I got water in this bucket. You can see it. And those mouse are going to drown in that water. But if you're a member of PETA, you don't have to use the water. That's pretty cool, because then what you do is you come down to where your trap is, where this bucket is, and you just pick it up by the handle, and you take it out to a field, and you dump the mice out. Don't do it to your neighbor's yard. Not a good thing. To a field somewhere away from houses. Anyway, so here's what happens. The mice start to feel really comfortable, and they start eating, and they're enjoying the warmth of your home, pooping all over it. And then you get them. You hit them with everything you got. And you know what? It's not so important, I don't think, for instance, how you build this, you can build it pretty roughly and get it done. The thing that's important is that you know those mice are going to die. You have to know that. So, anyway, here's the trap. It's a 5-gallon bucket. Put 2 little holes through there, cut a hanger so that I have this. I'm going to fold it down so it don't come out. I strung it through this can. It was a broth can, and I put a hole at the top, let it empty out. Well, you have to put a hole in both ends for it to empty out in order for the air to push it down. And this hole would have been better if it were a little smaller, because the more freely this turns, the less chance the mice have of escaping. And if you use exam gloves, that would be good too. You can buy them at Costco. Not bad, the mice are going to like that. This peanut butter. Spread it all over the can. I also put olive oil. Rubbed olive oil around the inside of it. So if they try to climb out of there, not going to happen. So, anyway, the way this is going to work is, I have a couple of sticks here. Where do they go? Oh, here they are. Okay, I just cut a couple of pieces of sticks. Put a couple screws on each side of it. And I'm going to make it easy for the mice. I'm going to put this stick here. It's a ramp is what it is. You see the ramp coming up here. And I'm going to set it just so when I get it downstairs where I'm going to put it just the way I need it for them to crawl up and see this hanger. They won't have to crawl around the edges or anything like that. And they're going to get up there and they're going to say, I can't believe how stupid this guy is. He actually allowed this hunk of peanut butter here and this wrap, put a wrap here for me. They're not actually thinking this, but I think they might sense it. And then there's a wire that they think that I'm thinking they can't get across, but they can. They can just barely hit that wire and jump right onto that can to peanut butter heaven. And that's where we get them. The can then spins from their weight and they fall down. Before long, your feeling, your knowledge that they're all going to die is going to spread throughout not just the mice in this home, but throughout the entire mouse community. And they will not come back, at least for a while until they forget, which happens. Thanks for listening, and good luck with killing the mice.